Oh, you're right, guys. How's it going? It is now the second week of March, and it's well, it seems to be a very, very popular topic at the moment on YouTube. What seeds to sow in March, or as quite a lot of them are saying, what seeds you must sow in March. And I'm not going to do just another seed sowing video. There's so many of them, it'll just confuse you. What I like to sow might not be what you like to sow. So what I am going to do, I'm going to show you. I mean, this is how many I've got. I mean, and I suspect most of these are to be sown in March. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my Excel workbook. It's quite a comprehensive set of spreadsheets, all about my gardening history and what I'm going to plant, really. So I'm going to talk you through that, and I think you might find it a little bit more interesting than me telling you what I'm going to sow. So let's get back indoors and get the workbook fired up. Well, there we are then, guys, sat indoors. It's a bit warmer in here, I'll tell you. It's about 5 degrees outside. Anyway, this is my workbook. For those of you who are not familiar with Excel, a workbook is just a load of spreadsheets put together. And at the bottom of the screen here, you will see loads and loads and loads and loads of individual sheets. So first up, let's get rid of the ribbon at the top here. We're not going to use that today. Full screen mode, and let's turn on my pretty little cursor so you can see what I'm doing. There we are. Right, so what I've done, I made a home page. And here are the most common sheets that I use all the time. So we got label codes, veg plans, planting schedules, maps. That's just the layout of the plots, etc. Sales, tomatoes and microgreens. There could be many, many more. Like I said, there's 50 odd sheets at the bottom. But I'm not doing shows, exhibitions anymore, that sort of thing. And there are quite a few of those at the far end of the workbook. So we're not going to look at those. I've put everything into a year order with the newest year at the top, make it easiest to find. So let's have a look at the sheets that I call label codes. 2026, and what this is, it's a list of what I've sown by date order that I've sown them. So all the way down here, look, 17th of January and so on and so on. And I've also got second sowings, third sowings if needed, the days that they germinate, and how long it's taken to germinate. So let's have a look at aubergines, for example. 7 days. And the formula for that is just subtract one from the other. It gives you 7 days. And I've also put on here the days I've pricked and potted out, the days I harden off, if I do harden them off, and the dates that I plant them out. I quite often leave this end of the spreadsheet a little bit empty because it's a bit time consuming. At the top of each page, I put a link to home. So I go back to the first page. Now, what I do with all these different label code sheets is I compare them. So let's have a look at what I did in 2025. Onions, right, aubergine, Black Beauty, sowed on the 14th of January, 6 days to germinate. So I know that last year they took 6 days to germinate. So what I can do is when I'm planning this year, I can think to myself, I need to plant some Black Beauty. They took 6 days last year. If I plant them on the 17th, they'll be ready around about there. And it was 7 days. So I find this quite handy, really. For example, let's think, what am I going to do soon? Tomatoes. Have I got tomatoes? I think I might have them on a separate sheet, actually. So let's find something. Leeks. Leeks are coming up very soon. In fact, I could be a bit late with leeks. And they take about 11, 14 days to germinate, look. Yeah, so I need to get on with those. But if we go back to 2025, I think we might find, we scroll down, watch your eyes a minute. Yeah, the leeks were sowed in March last year, and they took 8 days to germinate. So it looks like they appreciated the warmer weather. And I use all this information to plan my future, if you know what I mean. Sounds a bit sad, but it worked for me. Now, that is the label codes, and they are in numerical order of sowing. Now, what I've got is the schedules. I'm going to jump the plans. I'm going to go into the schedules. And what I've got here is exactly the same data, but this time it's in alphabetical order. So we've got the aubergines, they're followed by the chilies, but you'll see that the label numbers are different. They're not in numerical order. So let's have a look at the aubergine again. It's aubergine, it's Black Beauty, it's labelled number 1. It was a seed. And here we got colour codes. Sowings, germination, pricking out, planting and harvesting, different colours. So what I do is I fill these cells in with the date they were sown, so 17th of January, and they were sown in Jiffy 7s. Germinated on the 24th, so there we are, there's the 7 days. And they were pricked out on the 21st of February, and they're now in a Vitapod. So if we go to 2025, I'll show you what it looks like when it's a bit more populated. There we are, the aubergine that I've missed out the pricking, it's gone straight into the Vitapod. A bit lower down we'll have some harvesting data. And what I do, on the end here, I've got the weight of the harvest in grams, so 450 grams. Now I don't often fill this in, I used to, but what I do now is I use it to compare say one type of bean to another. So for example, in 2025, I was growing Blue Lake beans. First time I've grown them. So what I've done, I've recorded the weight and that's at the end there. So next time when I'm thinking, do I want to grow Blue Lake beans? Not too sure. They only gave me half a kilogram, for example. So useful data. It all adds up and it all sort of stays in your mind a little bit. So like I said, I've got the label codes and I've got the schedules for all these years. Now the bit in between is the veggie plans. This is where all my seed data is. So let's have a look for this year. And here we are. I got a list of all the vegetables I've got. Let's scroll down very gently because I know it affects your eyes. Runner beans, dwarf beans galore, beetroot, cabbages, and so on and so on and so on. And what I've done with this, it's quite a comprehensive sheet. What I've done is I've filtered out the supplier. So if I click on the filter, I can deselect or select on a supplier. Oh look, Ali's there at the top. Let's pick Ali. Click on that. And that shows me all the seeds that Ali has given me for 2026. Fantastic. Thanks a lot, Ali. Let's go back to that. So at the top of the sheet, we've got the months of the year. And in the cells below, we got a variety of letters and colours. X means plant it in this month. If it's highlighted in yellow, it means probably must plant it in this month. If it's got a star in a green cell, that means it was planted. Let's find a few more for you. If it's got a star in a blue cell, that means it was planted and I've run out of seed. And if it's got a Z, it means it could have been planted, but I didn't. Or if the Z is over here somewhere, it means I'm not going to plant it this year. And at the top of the sheet here, we've got a list of the good companion plants, bad companion plants, and sow into crop in days or weeks or months. So for example, what we've got at the top here, aubergine, beans, marigold peas, peppers, spinach and thyme are all good. Fennel's bad, takes about 180 days. A lot of this is duplicated data because the plants are all the same. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, it's gone February, but let's have a look, see if I've missed anything. So we're going to select the X's because we want to see what I've missed. And there's a few, but what I notice, oh, these are all flowers and herbs, look, okay. But because they've got X's in March, it means I can always plant them in March. So let's get rid of that. So I've dragged February out of the way. And we can concentrate on March now, seeing as it's March. So let's select the X's and see what we need to be sowing. There's quite a bit. Acucha, ground cherries, broad beans, beetroot. See, there's a few cabbages there I could sow, but I'm not going to just yet because I know I can sow them in April or May. Carrots, carrots, carrots. Again, I could leave some of these, do it a bit later. We'll see how it goes, eh? Cucumbers, they're getting pretty close to being sown. So that is the planting schedules. And we got a few other ones here. We got the maps, we got the home map. This is my house. This is the front garden. This is the back garden. Here are the quad grows. Here is the Let Pot multi-planter, auto pots and chili grows. I've left the names in these because they've still got chilies in them. I want to see if they're going to grow again. Now, in general, with all of my plans, if it's coloured in green, it means something's growing. If it's in blue, it means it's empty or vacant. So here's my wasabi bed. Here's the veggie pods, a few things in there. These are the birdies beds. So we got a bit of elephant garlic, celery from last year still. A few herbs. I'm doing a lot more perennial herbs this time, so I'm leaving the fennel, the oregano, and I got some perennial flowery things here, look. And in the back garden, scroll to the top, watch your eyes. We got the raised beds, totally empty at the moment. The aqua tower's got strawberries in it from last year. And we got a few, what you call them, bags and pots, I suppose they are, full of runner beans, which I've just trimmed off, and I'm going to leave to see if they grow again this year. There's my table where you saw me just now. The other aqua tower, that's got some herbs in it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping that this year. And there's a few empty carrot barrels, parsnip barrels there. Plot 39 for 2026, because there's only one plot now. This is the layout of the allotment: compost, soft fruit, fruit trees, etc, etc. And again, look, green is populated, blue is empty, yellowish is straw bales. So that's what we got going up there at the moment, and there will be a lot more very soon. Plant sales, I don't want to bore you with this, but this just shows you what I'm selling where and what sells. So like today, for example, £6.87 worth of tomato seeds, and I just keep a running total. Lets me know if it's worth doing, if you know what I mean. Tomatoes. This is the one, tomatoes. For 2026, we've got all of these tomatoes. Loads and loads and loads of them. The varieties with a coloured cell down here are new to me this year, and I will be growing them. So definitely is highlighted with yellow. Blue cells, maybe, we'll see. And once again, there's loads of filters. There's a supplier, and we got a few Alice and Robin, Just Seeds. We got Nick T. Loads and loads. Thank you very much, guys. I got some of my own safe seeds there. And then we've got indeterminate, determinate, trailing, and the various colours: red, yellow, orange, blah, blah, blah. If there's only one colour, it's in green. If it's more than one colour, it's in this little pale orangey colour. So if someone says to me, have you got any indeterminate orange tomatoes, I can select the cells that have got an X in them for indeterminate, and select the cells with X in for orange. And here we have the varieties that are orangey colour, either pure orange or orangey red or orangey pink or orangey green. It helps me, and it helps the people who ask me what plants I got and what seeds I got. And of course we got the top 10, tomatoes top 10. And a pretty obvious set of traffic lights. Green for they're very nice, yellow they're okay, red don't bother. Well, that's it, guys. I mean, that's my little spreadsheet. I say little, there's 50 odd sheets on this workbook. It works for me, you know. And the good thing about this is because I'm subscribed to Office 365, it's on my mobile phone as well. So if I'm at the plot and I think, oh my word, what's in that bed? I can just go, ooh, plot 39. Ah, yeah, strawberry in there is Pegasus, for example. There's a few more sheets on here, like to do. This is my daily ideas sort of thing, leaf and ground. I got manure to beds, put wood chip down, bit of weed in. I got to list some pumpkin seeds and stuff like that. What to film? Oh, look, I got to film this workbook today. Yeah, so yeah, pretty handy. Hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. It's a little bit different. It's instead of showing you what I'm sowing, I've just shown you how I decide what I'm sowing. Anyway, look after yourselves, take care, and I'll catch you on the next video.